yes, sir. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Boom Bar. My name is Red Cup Rogers.
What's with the laughter?
No, it's Erica. Sorry.
What?
Are you trying to spoil brand?
No, nothing.
Brand ident here.
That's the name of your cocktail, isn't it?
No. No.
Okay, fair enough.
I know I've tried to school you about this more than once, but since you
No. I just like the name.
No, you don't.
I just like the name.
Okay.
I can't really say the brand unless you want me to say the brand name.
You just like trouble, that's all. So what I have here is called gin and tonic.
Okay, fair enough.
Your friend, the one that made you know about the brand that makes the gin, did not have tonic.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So it became so the gin was now toxic.
And it wasn't mixed by me.
What?
It wasn't mixed by me.
If you had mixed it, you would have slept.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have been able to display.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not allowed to misbehave.
Excuse you. Thank you very much. This is a lot of slander, even though
But we didn't mention anybody.
Did you mention anyone's name?
you did.
Did you mention our surname?
Wow.
Do you know?
That's where
But
you're
you said
going.
my friend.
That's where
Actually,
you're going.
he knows the
That
person
is
I'm talking
actually
about.
where you're
He has
going.
a friend.
I have a friend.
I even met her the other day. We were
Yeah. Then I went to buy shawarma.
Yeah, we were there together.
Why are you so good at lying?
Who's lying?
Anyway,
I need to adjust this camera, the other one. Right?
good morning, good afternoon, moving
Slightly.
backward. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from everybody that is watching us. This is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. And my name, Ola Delupo. You know, the one and only. Why are you smiling? It's not a lie. How many Delupos do you know?
I actually
This
just
one.
realized you're the only one.
Exactly. That's the point. Go ahead.
So my name is the best, the first, the best. I'm joking. My name is Biola Obiwale. You guys already
Of
know
course,
me.
everybody knows.
Everybody knows me.
Everybody knows.
I'm the real Afrobeat guy. Oh, Mr. Rogers, by the way, there's some new bands I discovered.
Can we not have this
Some
discussion
brand new
here?
Afrobeat band.
I'm
Yeah,
lost.
some new Afrobeat bands.
So on Saturday we should be getting some new Afrobeat music.
Well, I mean, yeah, we should actually. We should. We'll be able to.
Maybe not a conversation for here.
Okay.
It's called the Boom Bar.
Yeah, on the
but
Boom Bar.
we can discuss anything at the bar.
Anything.
You're the one that said anything in between
I am going to start with.
gossip.
Yes, so.
This one likes gossip.
It's just.
What we call in Ghana, kokonsa.
No, for the bar.
What's it called in Ghana again?
Kokonsa.
Kokonsa. That is slang though. Is it a language or slang?
I think it's tree for gossip.
Oh, that's Twi for gossip.
Tree, yeah.
So in Twi, how do you say?
My tree is not that fluent though, but
Okay,
I'll
so
try.
go away.
No, ask. Maybe I know it.
How do you say blend it?
I don't know that one. But I can ask somebody. I can ask
Yeah.
Saforo. Saforo will know.
So Saforo, if you're listening out there in Ghana, in Twi, how do you say blend it? Because the Luba wants to blend all the gist together now.
No, I'm not blending the gist. I'm just like, okay, first things first. On good notes or on baby notes, yeah, it looks like there's a lot of babies, pregnancies flying around.
Oh,
And,
is it contagious?
No.
Is pregnancy contagious?
Oh, nah.
No, you said there's a lot of babies flying around.
Don't mean it's contagious.
Oh, when you talk about things flying around, it's as if it's in the hair
I can catch it like a bird
or COVID.
or COVID.
You found your own, though. Last I checked, it
Or
was
SARS.
contagious. I'm not even going to go there.
How's SARS doing? It's been a while.
Which of the SARSes?
In fact, it's true because they're all contagious. The one on the road, the one in the air.
And the one that makes beats too.
Oh yeah. On the streets, yeah.
First thing, yesterday, this was I think last night I saw this post about Hollywood actor actually, that Nigerians have now come to Kolobi the guy, and I actually think that the guy is really just trying to be very Nigerian. And singer as well, Rotimi, the guy seems to want to be very into, even with his sound and his music, it seems to be.
That's Rotimi in Power, right?
Yeah, Rotimi in Power. Dre, yeah? I think it was Dre in Power.
I ask him.
You've not seen
Please
Power?
tell me
I don't
you
watch
guys
Power
don't watch Power.
Alright.
I don't watch it anymore, but
I don't watch Power too, but I know that Rotimi acts in Power. I've only seen maybe 2 episodes.
Are you serious?
Of
You
Power.
guys don't. I'm not. I
don't
thought it was
watch
really
Power.
bad. I thought it was really bad. I didn't know that there were other.
Does Power make you good or bad?
I think I've watched like a season or 2 of Power. so-
But you said just now that you used to watch Power. You sounded like a fan.
No,
I thought maybe
no,
you'd watched
no,
all 57 seasons or something.
No.
like
I stopped. I think I stopped.
Like that iced movie.
There was too much drama.
People
There was
are
too much
complaining
talk.
about that one too now.
What?
Which investment?
Thank God I never saw it.
Which one?
The iced now, something iced.
Oh, Money Heist. Yeah, I think I
Money
stopped
Heist.
that.
Oh, that
There's
is
a
really
new
good.
season.
Yeah, that series is really
And
good.
people are
is?
complaining about
Yeah.
it.
I stopped that.
I've
season
not watched the new
3.
season. Maybe it's the new season.
I stopped at season 3. It was just getting boring.
Someone said they should end it already.
Yes, I think so. I didn't
Maybe
even
that means
think.
it probably ended on a
I didn't even
cliffhanger.
think that it should have dragged this long. Like, we should have ended at season 2 or like 3 and would have moved on. Anyway, so he announced yesterday with his fiancée, Vanessa MD, who's also, I can't remember what country she's from. I know she's an African musician as well. And they're expecting a child.
Together.
At this point, true though, these days that people
Before the guy will go and assume
this one that people are assuming
a
that.
woman, a married woman,
Oh God.
said that her husband assumed
I
that,
saw it.
that the first child
Was his own.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
I saw it. I even
Which
saw
was-
one where the husband was complaining. I don't know whether it was true.
Mm.
The husband was complaining that he needed to do a test and that he was suspecting that it was another man. The other man who was claiming it was his own. They found out that he didn't even belong to either of them.
No, that's a different story.
That's
That's
a different story. Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
I
different
saw.
story.
I think I saw
That's
that. So anyway, on good notes of pregnancies first, you people.
Okay, so shout out to Rotimi and Vanessa MD.
And also, what's her name? Kylie Jenner also posted yesterday that
Oh,
she's
she's
expecting another
again?
child with Travis Scott.
Again?
Yeah.
On again, off again.
Why are you going on? Why are you going with again?
No, because at some time they like,
They are back together. Just
Yeah,
move
sorry.
on.
sorry.
When somebody says they are together,
advocate
what's
of
your
Kylie.
no? When someone says they are back together, who are you to question it?
And I cannot say again.
Though your question is not again. They are saying it again like okay, you're back again.
You see, my problem with this is that if you claim to be a celebrity or a social media person, or not even claim, for as long as you start to put your business out in
Out
public,
there.
people can react anyway. And there's nothing, you can complain as long as they don't really encroach on your rights. They have the right to say whatever they want to say. You know, because you're the one that comes to say, oh, I'm dating this person is all right. Then when you guys break up, you come and say, oh, the guy is this and that, or the girl is this and that. Then you go back to the same person again, and we can't say again. And you're expecting a baby by the person again, or the person is expecting.
Okay,
We can
okay.
say again now, again.
Okay, and so talking about people's pregnancies and assuming pregnancies, I'm sure everybody has seen an exclusive interview by this story has been a developing story since last week that Nadu, who is
A presenter,
a radio presenter,
and comedian, and fantastic skit maker.
where his wife, an actor, has been in a few movies,
Yeah.
and his ex-wife came out to call him out.
Called him a deadbeat dad.
And came as back and forth, and the fact that he came out to say that this person talking had a child for him, and then they found out that the child wasn't his, and back and forth like that. Now she has an interview out there where she's saying, and I quote, that he assumed that the child was his. That according to her, she was seeing someone when she met him. And that
She said she had broken up.
she had broken up with this person, and then moving to Lagos, she met this person and she felt it was good, and then they got married. And that even people can see from old videos or pictures
As at the time they were getting married,
she was visibly pregnant.
Yeah.
So she didn't know that the pregnancy was not his, and she wouldn't have given him the pregnancy if she didn't think it was his. But I have a few questions in that whole. I think there are a few loopholes in that question, and maybe someone here can help me
No, but you're the woman here. You should be able to rationalize.
No.
it.
That's why I'm finding it hard to. That's why. And the first thing is, you say that you did not. This was when you were with him. Once you were with him, you were not dating or you were not having any relations with anybody else.
Okay.
I agree. But when did you meet him? Are you saying that you had already gotten pregnant by the time you met him?
Okay.
Are you saying between the time you met him and the time you got married, it was barely like 6 months?
Probably like 3, 4 or something.
Like
okay,
6,
so we know
7
that
months.
the average pregnancy takes 9 months.
Yes.
Actually, kind of like
On
10
average.
months. It's actually like 10.
Average.
On
It's
average.
9.
It's
Average.
9 on
I'm not saying
average.
compulsorily that you give birth in the 9th month, but the average pregnancy is 9 months. Some are 8 point something, 8 weeks and 8 months and a couple of weeks. Some are, more than that. Sorry, I said 8 months, not 8 weeks. Anyhow, the bottom line is that even if she had carried this baby for 10 months, when did she meet the guy? If she was showing during their wedding ceremony, some people start to show from as early as 4 months.
Yeah.
Some don't even show until they are 6, 7, and some don't even really show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that program. There's this program on TV. I didn't know I was pregnant.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
So we see that. So we understand the possibility. So at what point in time, like you said, did they meet? She said she had just finished her service here. She came to Lagos and met him. That he had seen her picture on someone's WhatsApp profile before, and he liked her. Then she was seeing someone. Then she broke up with the person, came to Lagos, met this guy, and married him. And according to her, he wanted to do a DNA test. Yeah, I think that's the sound. He wanted to do a DNA test, and the DNA test was for that he doubted the paternity of the last born, his daughter, who is the last born. But maybe he ended up doing a DNA test for all three.
All three of them.
Then found out that the boy, the first child, is not his. No human being in the world, I repeat, no human being will receive such shock and roll up the drums for you and have a party and say, oh, well done, thank you very much, you've done well. No. I think Nedu's reaction is very matured. Some people would have
because until he came out, nobody really even heard anything about it until she actually made noise about it.
He didn't even say anything until she started calling him out. You get? And she said she wants to protect the boy and that he has no right to talk about the boy anymore and blah, 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 blah. But, truth be told, how do you claim that you didn't know you were pregnant? How do you claim you didn't know you were pregnant, but you were showing by the time? Does that mean that from the first day you saw Nedu, you started knocking him?
So I mean, even
if you didn't know,
there's some theories that I have in my head.
Okay.
Right, and maybe we can walk through them together.
Let's
see if it makes sense.
Why do I think these theories are not going to make sense?
The first one is
banter.
The first one is she met the guy that she broke up with. I mean, clearly she's lying at a point in time because the guy that she broke up with, she may have broken up with him, started dating Nedu, but still sleeping with that guy.
With the guy.
Yeah.
So
that's
in
the
the
way
process,
it looks.
In the process of getting engaged to Nedu, she must have slept with the guy again, gotten pregnant, but she was still sleeping with Nedu, and
so she didn't
went
know
on.
who exactly.
Another theory. Before you go with your second, I hope it's one of them. But another one that I kept all the while that I was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the glory.
No, you can go ahead.
Yeah, we share it.
We share it. Well, but we can give it to Jesus. You don't.
Oh God.
He doesn't want it. Another one, seriously, is that she knew she was pregnant, and she quickly knocked the guy.
Knocked Nedu, Abi.
Yeah, she quickly
very possible.
She knew she was pregnant, and she's like, "Look, I'm not going to marry that guy because that guy won't marry me for this reason or that reason. Maybe the guy was even married. Maybe he was already married to someone else. You get that? She was knocking the guy. So she quickly knocked Nedu a couple of times.
So that it would add up.
And Nedu being an innocent guy will like, maybe 3 weeks after she comes back to say, oh boy.
I don't pray though.
And they will say, we're getting married.
Yeah.
being a good guy.
Okay, I have a question
That's what I see.
in this whole matter.
That's my theory.
Or maybe would I say something that still kind of blows my mind is the statement that you made that he assumed that the child was his. Auntie, you are married to this person. Who do you think what? Do you need to make an assumption?
No, but that's a fact. He did assume. Because
excuse you. No, that I would not take.
No, because
is it not supposed to as
no,
I won't say
you're allowed to assume.
No, are you saying that every man assumes that children that his wife give birth to him, he assumes that the child is for him?
Yeah, initially it's an assumption and then you can verify it. So let me give you an example.
Assume
the baby picture on your WhatsApp page, on your Instagram, right?
Yeah,
looks exactly like his son. You know, so now if I see his son and if I had known him since that time, I'm like, that's your boy.
Just
you know,
his son thinks he's the one.
Yeah, exactly.
He thinks he's the one.
He thinks he's the one. So unless Mr. Rogers has a twin brother, or he has an older or younger brother that looks exactly like him, maybe they looked at like, it's very unlikely that child is not his. Do you understand
That's
what
my
I'm
point.
saying?
So it is but are you saying that
it's still an assumption because only the woman knows the father of her child. This is something that is since
at times they don't know. At times they don't.
Is it not just one theory? At times they don't know. That's when they have done. That's when they have done maybe multiple Champions League rounds. But to be honest, I think in reality it's always an assumption. I can even throw one genge into the ring now.
What?
People say.
No, go ahead.
People say, I look like my dad, but I actually look like my mom's brother. And sometimes I feel maybe I was adopted, you know. And then my mom just carried me out, like, you know what, let's not. No, but I'm just saying, like, my point is that you really can never tell unless you do that. No, but it was when my brother was born I realized that, okay, it's possible that you get, but like, you know, at the end of the day, she's not lying when she said he assumed.
How do you tell a man that you're married to that is assumed that the child you gave birth while married to him that he assumed?
That just told you.
No. So now everybody should. It really just throws a major doubt on every married man. Like,
you have to talk. Married go. No, don't get it twisted. It's not about marriage anymore. It's about partnership.
No, I think it's even marriage now, because if you know when you're not married to the person, there might be maybe a level of doubt. But when you're married, it's almost like there is a conviction that this person, all the children this person give birth for me is mine.
I don't want us to.
Sorry, before you continue,
right.
Kule Fakolo just says, "Good afternoon, guys. Keep winning. You're doing great. Thank you very, very much."
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, please go ahead.
I don't want us to assume anything anymore. Based on what to be honest, don't even say it's only marriages that you are prone to assuming. Now, the assumption, we're making light of it, but it's a serious matter. The assumption is that from now onwards,
don't assume.
Even the things that you agree, you have to reiterate it and maybe even sign
Let
paper.
us clear it out, you know.
It's true.
That's why people get prenups.
I have a friend who had a car before he got married. Then when he got married, he bought another car. You get. And that day, he gave the car, the new car to his wife. Okay. What's the assumption here?
That it's her car.
That he bought a car for his wife. Yeah. That's the assumption.
Yeah.
But a few weeks after, he was always taking out the new car.
Oh, cool.
And the wife goes, wait, chairman.
Oh, cool.
You have your own car now. What I own is yours.
No.
He bought it though. Then she's not like, okay, no problem. Keep driving it. And So she went out and bought a car.
Wow.
I like that woman.
Well, this is what used to scatter marriage. No. Why would you say you like that woman?
I do.
What does that even mean?
Okay, when you give me something, you give it to me.
No, so you see, this is the thing. I would have even thought that maybe she would have gone to register the car papers, because that's the question I need to ask. If the car papers are in her name, then it's her car. Then she can now say, "Oga, stop driving my car."
No.
Or she can just deposit the money that he paid for the car in his account.
Does it really matter?
No,
like
it doesn't even matter. I'm just saying if she wants to be petty.
For me,
if you want to give her something, don't turn it to your. If you can borrow,
but
you can
mean-
take it
does that mean
out
you
once
can't
in a
drive it
while.
once in a
No,
while?
you can take it out
No,
once
you
in a
can.
while.
Once in a while, you
But
can.
don't turn
But
it to
you
your
actually-
official car now
You showed everybody
in the world, and then you are the one
that you bought a
driving
car
it
for your
around.
wife.
And now you're driving it around.
Uncle Oga.
Not like you can't drive your wife's car or that your wife can't drive your car, but
yeah,
you told the world that you bought a car for her.
And then that's the only car
the
you're
woman
driving about.
assumed
That is her car.
that what you said was true.
Which wasn't true.
But you see,
Do you get what I'm saying?
So you see now the
So
fact that
right
it's her
now-
car doesn't stop the man from being allowed to drive the car.
Okay, so
Isn't
sorry.
her assumption
no,
is correct?
No,
even though her assumption. So what the woman should have said is that, hey, Oga, please, this is
we
my
have
car.
a comment on Facebook.
We have another comment. Claire Marco just says the woman needs help. DNA should be made compulsory before naming ceremony.
Wallahi, wallahi.
This has been going on for
Omo.
hundreds of years, especially firstborns.
Omo, this thing will scatter a lot of marriages.
I think it will.
It will.
And,
See,
you know,
yeah.
and maybe I'm not there yet, so maybe you'll say that maybe I do not understand how these things go. I still can't wrap my head around why people do the things they do, or why women. I know that it's because men can't get pregnant. That's why there's nothing like. There's only paternity
No, because
fraud.
it's true. Because
But
if we could get pregnant or more.
that's the truth. It's the truth.
Speak for yourself.
No. I'm not talking about me. I don't mean men in general.
That's
It
the
will go
only
both
reason
ways.
why this thing is all on women, because they're the only ones that can get pregnant.
So you know you are responsible.
But
She not
I
responsibly.
still can't wrap my head around
It's
why
simple.
women do the things they do.
So like, is
Why-
it not greed? Because there's nothing wrong
see,
with not
if-
using a condom.
So
if
why
you're
can't
cheating?
you? No, why can't a
Why?
woman? No, why can't you?
Okay, don't let me say why
Why
you're
can't
cheating,
you
because
even
everybody
stay away
has-
from marriage?
If you can't deal with it,
like for
just-
instance, you want to have multiple sex partners. I'm not saying it's right. Please don't get me wrong. You want to do that.
You're
Why
entitled
do,
to.
why do you need to marry one of them?
Exactly.
Do you get? I lived somewhere once and there was one auntie that was single. She was an auntie and she was single. And she had different friends coming through. I'm not saying she was sleeping with them. I'm just saying there were different male characters coming through. They come and go.
Showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that now.
Okay,
You can have
so-
different
And
male
nobody will
characters.
claim entitlement. Nobody will claim ownership. Nobody will.
Exactly, that's the point. But you can't marry someone and
You marry someone-
and you not tell him that you shouldn't assume that the child you gave to him. That's wickedness. Anyway, Kulefa Kulu just says most of us make the wedding decisions at that Motilonyu point. I don't think you should most.
No, he's right.
It's very easy for us
The
to
look
judge, but most of us have them in our homes. Have what?
Right. See,
Have what? I would like to know.
No, guys.
Let's not assume. Let's
Let's
clarify.
Because we're trying to clear assumptions.
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
We're trying to stop assumptions.
Please, we would like you to
Guys,
clear the air.
guys, let's be-
what
let's-
most of us have in our
Let's be
homes.
very honest with ourselves. A lot of people are in relationships, that they didn't see themselves marrying their partners.
Yeah,
And a lot of people are married to people largely
because the person
because
got
the person got
pregnant.
pregnant.
Which I don't agree with that angle though.
No,
Because
there's lots of
got-
people like
no,
that.
People,
So I have a comment actually.
Okay.
That says the reason why women get married or choose to finally get married is because there's this pressure from the family
Okay,
to
yeah.
get
I
married,
agree.
and
There's a lot
society
of
will
those
not
things.
respect you if
don't
you are
marry-
not married.
Yeah.
So whether you want to do the
That whose
nonsense that
comment
you
is
do-
that?
Melody, she's just on WhatsApp.
Melody, you are on point.
Please don't say
pressure.
that. I heard will swear, and she's already I too know. Don't just
No, but she's right. You see,
just say you are right about the comments, not in general. Like you need to.
you see, pressure will get to you.
Yeah.
And it will make you take certain decisions. You understand? And we cannot generalize in any
You
situation.
can't actually.
We will
can't.
treat each matter based on the facts available. And I know more than one person who has had to marry a guy or a woman, in the case of a man, because they found themselves at that, that T-junction. At
But
that,
is
at
it
that
actually
crossroad.
right?
You know, it's something I wouldn't.
Is pregnancy? Yeah,
to
is
be
pregnancy now
I'm glad-
the reason to get pregnant?
No.
It's
To
really
get
get
married?
married.
I don't get it.
This is where we need to be careful. I think we need to remove this headphone.
Is that what's okay? It's hitting the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I see is that we would be careful not to judge people by our own standards. I didn't do it. Clearly, I didn't do that. But I'm saying that I have seen people do it.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen relationships that have actually gone from that level to be the best.
Okay.
And I've seen some that have actually gone from that to...
So, Kulefa Kolojo has clarified. He said, we have children that are not ours in our homes.
He's right.
We should not judge. Women are always on the receiving end. I don't think that when it comes to judging on matters like this, even as a woman, I honestly cannot wrap my head around if you do not know. And the only reason why you as a woman will not know who your pregnancy is for is if you've had multiple partners at the same time, which is also not good. So there's no part of this that brings you out in a good light.
Because the truth of the matter is, if we're looking at it, it's simply a case of infidelity on the woman's side. That's what it is.
So they have a name for it now, paternity fraud.
Oh, that's what they're calling it now.
Paternity fraud.
It is paternity. Actually, it is
paternity. When you actually think about it, there's no part of this angle that makes you look good. Everybody goes on. You're saying that you're pregnant, whether for your partner or for your husband, and you say that he assumed that the pregnancy was his. Excuse you. I think that's a slap on his face.
It is.
But okay, I know someone. I have a friend who was dating someone, and the guy's family, the father had always told his children, his sons, that if their girlfriends don't get pregnant, there's no marriage.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it happens. I know a family that they do.
And but you see, that one is a case of the guy impregnating the girlfriend.
They're doing it purposely.
You understand?
So get this. What are the guarantees that it was only those guys that got those girls pregnant?
Yeah, it still doesn't change the fact that that lady still had multiple partners at the same time.
There's that initial assumption that he's the only one with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because
and again, in the same light, you would find that there was a particular lady who actually got pregnant for a guy like that, and the guy's family still said no, you can't marry him because you can't marry her because of this and that.
So then what happened to the kid?
You get. So she took her kid and raised her by herself and everything. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But if she had another fallback guy on, she would have taken that same pregnancy to another guy.
You can't generalize.
So possible.
She could have. I've seen it happen. Look, I'm telling you, we have all seen this happen. That's what Faki was saying, that in homes today, there are several children. We're not even talking about the ones that are mixed up at birth. That happens in hospitals. That's another sad thing.
That's another thing.
Major
It's another
issue.
sad thing. Was the other day that Okutokes was telling us about the family now that they were having issues, and at the end of the day, the wife was not. They had a baby that they couldn't treat or whatever.
They found out that the man needed to give blood and all that. Then it wasn't a child. Then they were fighting the woman. They were fighting the woman. Only for them to do DNA on the woman, so I realized that the child didn't even match the woman as well.
And she was pregnant and she had a child.
So the child was
So
not
my own
even
explanation
theirs.
is that it was switched at birth.
Yeah.
But so that's like a 1 in a million situation, right? But it does happen. So that leaves the window open. So what I'm saying in essence is that we cannot deny the fact that there are several homes or several men or women raising children, especially now men, raising children that they did not father biologically.
Oh yeah.
That's what he was referring to, that we have them in our homes and everything.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily in your home or in Dolupo's home.
No, I get that.
But that speaking figuratively or generally, it's possible.
Oh yeah.
Very possible.
Anyway,
Very possible. And it's a sad situation.
it's a very sad
And
one.
I don't like generalizing, but now that this thing is becoming very women, we beg you.
I think the thing is just is.
No, it's becoming a thing now. You're finding
I think it looks like it has always been a thing. People are just maybe doing DNA tests more.
I think the best solution to this problem is marry as virgins. That's just it. That's what I think is the best.
Does not mean that by the time you get married as virgins, you still will not end up doing whatever it is that you want to do.
Guess what? You marry a virgin today, and she knacks someone else the next day. Is that it solves does it solve your problem?
No, then that means she's now the problem.
That's what
she's always been the problem. That's the point.
What we're saying. You see,
she's always been the problem.
To start off with,
It's always been the problem.
Biola,
good.
As sad as it sounds,
the real
it's
solution
actually always been the problem.
The real solution is for you to hold body and stay with.
If you're not, you're not dealing with this person, move on to just move. There's no point.
Don't. You see, another solution, like Fake was talking about DNA being made compulsory or something, is that somebody should invest in that DNA kit. It's because that thing is expensive. DNA used to be something that they used to go do abroad.
Well,
at some
that
point.
really just casts a lot of doubt on people. So
No, it's not doubt.
It's not that.
Let it be standard.
It's something that I think is something that
So
the hospitals
right now,
should do.
Let it be standard.
Let it be standard practice. The hospitals will do a
Yes.
DNA test
I
when a
don't.
woman
You know
gives
why?
birth.
You know why I would not agree with it, or
Why?
Because number one, is really expensive.
What are you afraid of?
And nothing.
Why?
Exactly.
Exactly. Then do
Exactly.
it.
What I'm saying about it is that does it actually affect the health of the child?
To do a DNA test.
No,
It's possible.
no, it doesn't.
It's possible that when the child needs blood, you know at least that you
You
cannot
cannot
give
give
him
child
blood.
Anyway, Kule
Then you call the
Fakoja
new
also
father.
says, I met someone years ago on a bus to Abuja. She traveled to Abuja to collect
Collect DNA.
because. Let me finish the story. She traveled to Abuja to collect. That's what he said. Because her boyfriend insisted she get pregnant before they get married.
Ah,
She traveled to try getting pregnant. She was 28. Now, you know that is another scenario that I can't wrap my head around. Let me give you a typical example of one thing that I know that happened. So there's a friend of a friend that the boy's family too, they said that she had to get pregnant. Did she get pregnant? Yes, she did. Then they got married. She was about 5 months pregnant when she got married. Then she lost the pregnancy.
hey.
Of course, you can't say that she wasn't pregnant because you saw she was pregnant. She didn't get pregnant again until almost 12 years after.
Ah. They would have given her problem in that.
So
family.
another plot twist.
So
What if the
you
guy?
can't say that she wasn't pregnant?
What if the girl loves the guy, but the guy is not performing?
You see,
He's shooting blanks.
exactly. No, that's what makes.
That's another.
But
plot,
let the
that's a
guy
plot
know.
twist.
No.
Then how you let him know?
Okay.
How do you tell?
Okay.
No, listen. How do you tell your
No,
boyfriend?
she can't know on except there's like
So
a
what
lot
I'm
of-
saying is,
there's a test done.
Look at the
no,
lady.
so what I'm saying is
Look
they're
at him, no.
trying, they're not getting pregnant, and then she's like, you know what? Let me just
No,
do
no.
a rematch.
I don't know. No, I don't.
Okay, but
think
look
this-
at the
I don't
lady
think it
that
makes sense.
in the story that Fake was talking about that traveled to Abuja to collect. She went to collect because she had to, and she was 28. That plays a factor too in some people's lives. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm 28, I need to get this. There are people like that. You understand? But at the end of the day, you find out that the woman is also at a disadvantage when you put all these pressures on them. But at times, the fault is on the man. The man on his own, like you said, firing blanks, is firing blanks, but he doesn't know.
Exactly.
And so find out
So
and let him know,
there was
Uncle,
a- there
you
was
are
a-
firing blanks. So
No, you see,
men have this stupid pride that will not
stupid
allow
ego.
them that
So-
will not allow them.
carry your bag and once you realize he's firing blanks, carry your bag and go.
No, so that's what I'm saying.
There was a
Men have
family
this ego
now.
that
There
will-
was a family that was supposed to go to the US. They had to do their DNA test
Yeah.
to get that US visa lottery thing. And of 4 children, only one was the man's child.
Gang,
Only
gang.
one
See,
of 4.
It's
And
not-
the
But that one's not a case of firing
one-
blanks. That is not a case of blanks.
At least
so apparently
he could father children.
Yeah.
she was in the same. The woman was in the same situation, and she must have noticed, because some women know. They know that, oh, this guy is firing blanks. They know, you know why? Because they've been there before.
So tell
They
him.
don't even need to do tests. So she must have known. So what she did was to get to his friend to say, Uncle, help now.
Might not even be his friend, just some
His
random
friend
guy.
was his friend. What's his friend? What's his friend? So Uncle helped first time, helped second time, helped.
It's
No,
time to.
look,
It's time to.
why are we leaving this interesting topic for something else?
Is it off? Is it off? Is it
Ah,
off?
oh,
At this
Oluwa.
point, there's just let's be going for something else. I'm talking about women and men and universities. The governing council of Obafemi Awolowo University has of today dismissed another lecturer found guilty of sexually harassing a female
We're still
student.
on this sex issue.
No, it's good. I like it.
That's very good. At least it's change of subtopic.
It said the action was in line with the institution's determination to get rid of any form of sexual intimidation, harassment, or coercion. I think this is amazing news.
Okay.
Now this is now on the men now.
Yes.
We've left the
This
women.
has
It's now
shifted.
on the men.
Two things. I'm going to come to counter you a bit. 2 things that we need to look at in this matter of sexual harassment. Why always Ife?
Is it if it's indigenous or you know the school?
Are you saying
because
that they actually?
we have
It's very
innocence.
possible. It's in other universities that a lot of women are not coming out.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to achieve. Please, if people don't get it wrong, I'm not coming for you. I'm actually trying to commend the management of that school. They seem to be the only Nigerian university that is serious about, stopping
Stopping these things, yeah.
So that's why
grades.
you hear about discipline. Oh, they just disciplined the lecturer, they just sacked the lecturer, and blah, 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 blah. As against other federal or state institutions in Nigeria, where we all know, look, we all went through this system. Everybody knows that sexual harassment is a thing for Nigerian lecturers. On my own stats, which is not verifiable, it's just my own opinion, at least 30% of Nigerian lecturers are harassing one student or the other.
I mean, male lecturers.
Male lecturers are harassing.
It happens
What about
with the
female? Because I want to go and do
female
my
lecturers.
masters.
It's happening to women. Is that
It happens.
It's happening to
Do
men.
you know
it's
where?
not
Because I
as
want to
much.
go and do masters.
We'll
so
tell you
that-
off camera. We'll tell you off camera.
Oh my God, harass me.
It really can't be that bad. Can
It can
it? It can be, right?
It can be.
So, but at the end of the day, I just feel that, like you said, more universities need to
It's
start.
happening everywhere.
They need to start coming out. They need to start doing these things because it actually happens. Let's not lie. It really does happen. There's a lot of exploitation involved, but it is now on the lecturers, because the truth is that going to this university, like for me, going to a federal university, going to report your lecturer, how? Who do you report to? Just be sure that you are dead. Not saying that it has ever happened to me. It hasn't actually. A few people have said it has. I'm like, okay, sorry. The truth is that when I got into 100 level, there was something that I used to tell girls that you do that, girls especially, when you get into school, when they say submit your assignment, most of the time you're submitting your assignments to your
Teaching assistant.
no, the class rep.
Monitors.
Submit early enough. When they say you need to sign something, go with a lot of people. Find ways so that you would not be picked out. When they say do things that are when due. It is when some things are not done properly. That's when you have to go to the lecturer's office. You need to see him one-on-one. All those things.
But what about the case which is the most popular one, exam situations, where a girl doesn't want to repeat, and the lecturer takes the.
That's what I'm saying.
He takes the initiative to call her and say, "Auntie,
that's what I'm saying. That
you are going to fail."
Do as much as you can. I remember there was a female lecturer that was telling me this in UID. She'll tell you that if your lecturer has a problem with you, you actually do your exams well, and your score is supposed to be 90, and they score you 65. You won't fail. You might not get as much, but you won't fail. But you serve.
But that's generalizing, because it's not everybody that can be that perfect to ensure that they write their exams to ensure that they'll get, and as much as these lecturers want to take initiative and say you are going to fail, what can we do?
It's good that Doluko put out those tips. Those tips that she put out will work. They will work, right? Like you go in a group, you make sure you do everything as at when you should do it, so that you're not begging anybody for anything.
Exactly, that's the point.
But it's in the case of lecturers who are
just really promiscuous,
baby harassers, if I'm allowed to.
More like cradle snatchers and all that.
You see, when you come across the really strong, determined ones, it's not only in exam situations. They see you, a male student, working with a girl, and you're failing a test, you're failing a course. And what do? They're like, oh, do you know that I like that girl and you are always with her? You better back off, and you must not tell her. Because if you do, you're in trouble. True life story. I won't say it happened to me, but it happened to people. So in that case, how far do you think that lecturer will go? Do you think because you come with 10 people to his class, he's not going to single you out still if he really wants to?
He has seen you.
He's seen you. He's looking at you. He sees you through the window. He sees you during lecture. he likes this girl, he's going to get this girl.
Because you have to stand up and answer questions.
Oh, trust me. When he picks on you, there's nothing you can do, really.
It's like that. It's like that movie.
The Kula Falayon movie.
Yeah,
that was
with,
shot
with,
in
with
Ife.
Yeah.
With Otedola's daughter.
No, it
yeah.
has to be Ife
So
again.
you understand why I was saying why I was
Anyway.
Ife?
So, still talking about women, yeah? And we're going all the way to Afghanistan. I don't know if you people have heard that the Taliban government in Afghanistan has announced today that all Afghan women are not allowed to participate in sports, including cricket, as sporting activities will expose their bodies. It said that adding to sports activities that were not necessary for women, the Taliban had earlier this week decreed that only a woman teacher will teach female students. But that if that was not possible, then only old men of good character can fill in.
You see, these Taliban people, I feel there's a level of confusion.
No,
in
let
their
me
behavior.
also finish. You didn't let me finish.
Okay, I didn't
That
know,
also, women attending private Afghan universities must wear an abaya robe and niqab that covers the face. They said classes must be separated by gender or at least partitioned by a curtain. Okay.
Zao.
Yes, please.
So I remember when this whole thing started, right? And I saw an article about a woman who was complaining that her degrees are now useless because of these Taliban people. So I'm just wondering where exactly do they draw the line in this oppression? Because you're saying women's degrees are useless. When the woman finishes, the woman is going to university.
What's the point?
What's the point? She can only be taught by a female, a female lecturer. How many female lecturers can cover so many topics? It's
a sad situation out there in Afghanistan, and we seem to feel insulated because we're in faraway Nigeria. But the truth is, there's a way these things is affecting Nigeria also, with the ongoing war on terror in Nigeria. These people have the same orientation. I'm not talking about the general Muslim population.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the extremists who are trying to enforce. The name Boko Haram means that Western education
is haram.
So the Taliban had actually said that they were going to allow women a leeway this time. It was one of the promises they made before this happened, you get. But we all know that it's never going to happen like that. You get. In a situation where someone is reading the news, there was a newscaster reading the news recently, and there were two people carrying a gun standing next to him in the studio. You understand? Like, what do you expect from that?
What do you expect?
What do you expect from
sorry,
that?
before you continue,
They're protecting
Afolabi
him.
Odutaya says, hi, Boomba crew.
What's up?
Thank
What's
you.
up, Afo? Thanks, man. Thanks for checking in, brother.
Well, they're protecting him probably.
Yeah,
From
because-
Western influence.
No, maybe they were protecting him from the grammatical errors that he
That would
made.
have made.
So the thing is that there was a protest yesterday, and women actually came out en masse, and they were also dealt with physically. They were herded into trucks and all sorts of things that happened. It's on the Western world.
Wow.
It's on the US government, the UK, the EU. It's on them to remember that these women are helpless, they're powerless, and they deserve protection. It's going to be very sad that after 20 years of occupation, you've gone back to this. You've gone back to telling women that they can't participate in sports. And you have a country where the tenets of Islam are being held up in Saudi Arabia that has now allowed women to drive.
Yeah.
It's allowing women to go to stadiums now and participate in sports and everything. So what brand of Islam is
are
the
you
Taliban
practicing?
pushing or practicing, where the only ground or only land itself is allowing women a voice?
So you see, I if I wanted to play the devil's advocate here, I would say from the Taliban perspective that the people in Saudi Arabia are beginning to be influenced
By the Western
world, because you could say that at a point in time they were saying women were not allowed to do these things. What made them change their minds? I could come as an extremist and say it's the Western influence, which is what we're fighting against in the beginning. So I think at the end of the day, the first point you made is right. The rest of the world needs to get up and fight for these women. But there are other people that make these arguments of when they do that, what then happens? What's next? Do they now enforce Western democracy on Afghanistan? Then America now influences, and then America this, America that. It's a case of really the lesser evil.
Yeah.
Or are we actually trying to get the good for the people? That's the question. So if we're saying that we should settle for the lesser evil, that's one argument on its own. If we're saying that the Western world can actually, or the rest of the world can actually ensure that they're free from the Taliban, and then the Afghans are allowed to do their own thing and rule themselves, it's fine. But I don't think the rest of the world would stand up for Afghanistan or the Afghans without some conditions, quote and unquote.
So we'll see how that plays out. We hope that there's a little bit, this doesn't go on as much as you expect. But now, before we move on to something else, as we're moving on something else, and Apapa Airport, looks like Apapa Airport is a lot in the news when it comes to drugs these days.
Seaport.
And it's, sorry, Seaport.
I was wondering.
Sorry, Apapa Seaport. And the issue with me is that, is it that these drugs have always been coming from this port, or it's just that they're just, is it that they've always been coming?
I have two words for you.
And NDLA has just been intercepting it,
I have two
or
words for
they
you.
just started.
I have two words for you.
Yeah.
Buba Marwa. It's his birthday, by the way. 68. Happy birthday.
Oh, okay. So now, as of today, they have announced the seizure of a large quantity of Captagon again.
What's Captagon?
Okay, so Captagon, it has been said that this is
insurgents.
supposed to be like, it's a stimulant that they noticed that this insurgents,
That's
that
what they
in the
take.
Middle Eastern world, it's a stimulant that they actually take.
To do what?
To cause all the mayhem and all the trouble. That
Oh,
It's like
okay.
the drug, it's like a
Okay.
drug that they take, yeah?
That deadens their conscience, sort of.
Kind of, maybe.
Kinda.
So now, it said that they had also intercepted this Captagon, valued at 5.8 billion naira.
Who is valuing this thing?
No,
that's a lot of money. Oh.
No, they always know how to get the street value.
Oh, the street value.
Yeah. The Drug Enforcement Agency knows how to put the street
Yeah,
value on it.
as last week, they had intercepted about, there was one that came in a machine.
Yeah.
That it was actually they had to dismantle the machine, that it was actually
Only last week.
just last week. And now the Buba Marwa himself, the chairman of the NDLEA, has said that with this seizure, they have arrested one person, and he's from the sub-Saharan Africa.
That's just one mule, isn't it?
Yeah, mule who should lead you to the big man. Or
Sometimes,
the big man.
Baba, look, the truth of, I don't know if you've seen this documentary, The Business of Drugs. It talks about how...
Is it on Netflix?
Yes, it's on Netflix. It talks about how a lot of different drugs are the chain, the chain from process, the value chain from the beginning, from processing to getting to the customer. It shows how it shows the process. There are people who are thrown out, like this one person that they caught, for example. I'm not saying that's the case, but it could be a case where he is a guinea pig, a decoy, a sacrifice for a bigger, movement, for something. But to value a drug at for that stash at 5.6 billion naira, that is a lot of money that somebody would not want to lose.
Exactly, and you know what?
So how could he have gotten caught? You see, that's the thing. Because how could he have gotten caught?
They were saying, according to them, I want to explain this and the other one we spoke about last week, and it said that the container had actually passed through 3 different countries and was transloaded in a North African country. So they had gotten a tip.
Tip from whom?
From the international sources. That's what they said.
Interpol and everything.
So the idea was that it was supposed to...
They would let it get to destination.
Yeah, they were supposed to get to destination. That was the idea. They also said that they examined a container on August 26th where they found 3 pieces of marble polishing machines, also called sanders. It said with the sniffer dogs, it turned a positive indication on the rotor coil on one of the 3 machines, where they found 18,560 tablets of this captagon that was deeply concealed in one of the coils. The other 2 machines were dismantled, and in all they had 451,807 tablets.
That is a lot.
They're saying that the street value of each tablet is about $25.
That is a lot of stash to just, So from what you're saying, it's a case of the Interpol not wanting to interfere, for example.
No, maybe they wanted to catch.
Yeah, allowed it to get to Nigeria
so that they can also get maybe one person, something from it. So yeah, it's a thing. We hope that they keep doing these things, because at the end of the day, it all adds up to the fight against insecurity.
Yeah, talking about the fight against insecurity, you all should look out for the Festival of Fire that is going on now in Zamfara State.
Yeah,
the Festival
I heard
of Fire.
about it.
I heard about Boko Haram taking over the state.
Which state? My brother, the Nigerian Air Force and Army is all over.
I saw pictures.
They are raining down hellfire and brimstone.
So why haven't they been doing this since?
Because they just got the equipment. They just got this upgrade.
They just got the Tucano.
And the other 6 Tucanos are coming in a few days' time.
Wow.
Is this I don't want to, before Buhari will come and carry me, I don't know if I should ask this question.
Yeah, go ahead.
But is it a case of this might just be trial test for those Tucanos before they hand it over to Boko Haram, or
they will never hand them over to Boko Haram?
I don't think so.
The Tucanos require specialized training for you to fly. The pilots were taken to America for a couple of years to learn how to fly them. That's why they will tell you that each Tucano pilot is worth millions of dollars in training.
Let's
now,
not forget
the maintenance of the Tucanos and other things is still being carried out by the U.S. Forces.
Special forces.
You see, a lot of people will say things, but I like to go with the facts and the figures. I like to go with the facts and the figures. On this matter, the Nigerian military has never had it so good. Never. In the history of Nigerian military. Never.
So, now, I'm still talking about insurgency, and it's something that we talk about a lot, and it's about the open grazing thing, yeah? And that Lagos State is really onto it too.
The bill will soon be passed.
The bill will soon be passed. Now, the zonal secretary of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association in the Southwest, Maikudi Usman, has said that it is very expensive, or more expensive, to breed cattle in one place, while urging the Lagos State government to amend the proposed bill on anti-open grazing. Are you kidding?
Can you read the person's name for me again? And
Maikudi Usman.
Which area does he represent?
The Miyetti Allah Southwest.
Southwest. What's his name again?
Maikudi Usman.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Maikudi Usman, I'm speaking to you wherever you get to hear this. It's expensive for you to raise your cattle in one space, but it's cheap when you take them to other people's farms and you mess up their livelihood. It's okay for you to go and get free grass and free food for your cattle. Sir, you are not ready for business. The thing I want to really say, I can't say it because they say I have to put decorum, but I will control myself. Anybody that wants to run a business must look for funding for the business. Then put a premium of value on your
whatever it is that,
and if people can buy, they buy. They can't buy, then that means your business.
Let's buy eat fish.
It's a bust.
Simple.
The open grazing law must be passed, not only in the southwest but in other parts of Nigeria.
My own is even we're in 2021.
Nobody
does all this
is
thing.
a terrorist. Not every herdsman is a bad person, but any herdsman that takes his cattle to someone's property to feed without paying the person is a thief, and you're not ready. By the time enforcement starts, your head goes straight.
Okay. As we're moving off
it's expensive to raise cattle in one place. My friend that has been chatting with us, Kunle Fakolujo, that has been chatting with us, actually has cattle that is raising in Surulere, and he gets free feed from the market. Guess what? All the
we have a lot of comments actually.
All the veggies that they throw away and everything. That's what the cattle are eating, and it's free.
Is it hygienic though?
Very
Yeah,
hygienic.
it is
Very,
for
very
them.
hygienic.
It is for them.
So then,
Okay,
that's
so
fine.
right now, Afolabi Odutayo says that first. Oh, it's had a few comments. There.
Wow. Thanks.
This conversation is simply a reflection of the decay of the education system, as with every other one. No accountability, no repercussions. I think this was talking about
the sexual harassment. Universities.
And it says that even our cultures practiced by our fathers treated the girl less relevant as compared to the boy or child.
Yeah.
We need to go back to the basics.
I agree.
And then Kule Fakolo just says poverty and religion is a very dangerous mix. Yeah, I agree. And weapons don't win war. Okay.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, a weapon that wins war: nuclear bomb.
That's what I'm like.
That one wins
You
wars.
sure?
But
You're
there'll be collateral damage.
It will win the war. Are we asking for win or are we asking for
let's
collateral?
be honest with ourselves. There will be
This is not a
collateral
loan,
damage.
boss. This is
But
not a loan.
people need
We're not
to
asking for
go.
loan. It's not a loan.
One of I like what he has said. It's preaching love. I preach love too. But
These people don't
But you see,
care about
one of the
you.
things I like about the I think it's the M349 and the and the Tucanos is that they are dropping smart bombs. These are bombs with a
Precision.
homing
AI,
device with AI and precision, like you said. So it's not just them
Bombing
before,
the whole area.
This one is like they would
Like if you're in that locale, there's something so.
I
Let's be
get what
honest.
you're saying, bro, but
Weapons actually
at
do
times,
win more.
like Yoruba will say, "Omo no and Rosin no."
Yeah.
At times you need.
These
you need
people
to go
have
fire for
killed,
fire.
they've maimed, they've done all sorts of things. They've destroyed people's lives, they've destroyed people's homes, they've killed people, raped people.
And again, weapons don't win, but
kidnapped
intelligence is also important. Intelligence
Yeah.
gathering is important, which is something that I think the government can do a lot
They
about.
They need to do a lot more about.